today I just made it to the Como station. About to go meet Margherita, who I think is right over there. Let's see if I can surprise her with a little bit of intro. She is! Look at the star of the day. Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi to the world.
Hi to the world. So, very chill podcast, as I said before. No rules, no labels, just real conversations. So I'm not going to even do an intro or whatever. I'm here today with Margherita, who is my colleague and friend. She is a very special guest for today's episode because she technically is my muse, in the sense that she was the one who gave me the inspiration to start this podcast. Yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, thank you for the introduction. I don't know if I'm your muse, but I have to say the conversation that we had really sparked something. And what can I say? I have a double life. So I work during the week, but also during the weekend, that's where, and talking about creativity, where my creativity actually comes out. Because I do cooking classes with anybody who is willing to do it with me, you know? And it's very nice because it's a moment to create community, to share something, to teach family traditions, and to find a common ground. And that's my double life. I am a chef in the weekends and fashion professional, working in the fashion industry and education industry during the week.
Perfect. I like that double life aspect of things because I think maybe we can talk about it a bit later, but I do think creativity, especially when you're not like an artist per se, it's very important to give it like a protection, you know, keep it in a very safe kind of space and not make it that much your work or your winning bread activity. But as I said, more of that in a second. Double life, interesting. I think I can relate to a lot of that. So Margherita, back to what spurred this idea. Talking on that night about our different avenues of creativity. What really struck me was how we came from very different backgrounds. I was more so talking about photography, filmmaking, but you mentioned cooking. And it was funny that we agreed on so many things despite having very different paths of expression of creativity. And that's then and there I decided to create a format where we can share more about things like this. So today, one of the biggest things I want to find out is how much we disagree, because I already know about the few things we agree on.
100%.
And explore these differences and see if something healthy can come out of it, in the sense that we can inspire somebody watching this. Potentially they can get more into your specific avenue of creativity and see what differences there are and what inspirations you have. That's my goal for today. Okay,
so let's start on something like very practical, which I think we could disagree on. What just happened? Before we started talking and having this conversation, you set everything up. So that required a lot of very, precise work and study of the light, and you have like a whole preparation kind of like ritual that you have to go through. And with cooking, sometimes it's 100% preparation and set everything up and measurements and everything, but it's also a lot of intuition, because if the risotto is boiling too much, then you have to improvise. You have to be, okay, I have to turn down low the heat, I have to do this, and if I had too much salt, I need to find a solution quick. I cannot prepare enough for that.
That's for sure. I think coming from Asia, where I lived in 10 years myself, we do have a lot of things. In Chinese we say 靠感觉. It's like go do it based on feeling, you know, especially street food vendors. They don't have any playbook. They just go off intuition. And I like that you mentioned you cannot be too rigid. You need to keep enough flexibility to get yourself out of tricky situations. No book teaches you that. So that was really interesting. So first area we disagree on.
Okay.
The rigidity of the preparation and whatnot. For me, it's more of a ritual, really. It's like I have to do these things because then I can better mitigate any risk that shows up. And so I think the outcome is a disagreement, but then the reason is maybe a good one. And we get to, different results, but the motivation is quite similar. One of the big questions I was thinking about for you today, so we already see some of the stuff we disagree on. Let's see if it keeps going forward. As a creative, what inspires you? Because I think that's one of my most fascinating questions to ask people. What inspires you? It doesn't have to just be cooking. It can be anything.
That's a tough question. Because there can be lots of different things that inspired you. For me personally, I got into cooking not for the sake of eating something good, but because of the backstory that it has. Because it's everything I learned, it was from watching my grandmothers or my moms, and she would keep me out of the kitchen and be like, oh, you're like an owl, you're some gufo, don't look over my shoulder, I'm cooking. Mm-hmm. But before I actually started practically cooking, everything was already in my mind just by watching. And it was one of the first things that I started to do, which I was really good at. Mm-hmm. First time I have a cooking class in my life, I was 6 years old. It was organized by my grandmother's, because at the time she was the president of the kindergarten where I used to go. Mm-hmm. And she decided to organize this extra activity for 6 years old or like 5 years old, and with a chef teaching us like the most basic recipes ever, which was, I remember till now, it's a meatball recipe, which I do teach in my cooking classes. Wow. And it's still amazing.
I love that.
And that's what I think inspired me, that if I can share that when I'm the process, the beauty of the cooking class is not the pasta that you will eat at the end. It's seeing people from different backgrounds, just like finding common ground and talking. And eventually, there will be an experience that I hope it will stay with them for the rest of their life. Maybe not the rest of their life, for like certain good amount of time, probably.
Definitely. And then they can go back with this feeling that they've accomplished something. Because,
yes.
See, this is one of the beauty of cooking. It's something you do with your hands. You're very much like an alchemist. You take things that don't belong together, you blend them into something that's not just homogeneous, but also makes you feel good, something you can share with people. So I like that you give them this emotional value. They come to you with this curiosity, this, interrogations, these questions, how to do it. And then you leave them with something, not only the experience they have, but the ability to replicate that. So I think it's just fantastic, cooking as a skill.
I think like when they come, they want to learn 100% to make Italian dishes. So pasta. I like to give them something else on top.
Exactly.
That's the value, I think. That's the creativity part, the creative part of this. And it's been a year I've been doing that, and it's a lot of fun. So I think I'll keep doing that for a while.
Perfect. I'm happy to hear that for you. So I think one thing I wanted to go back on, so we explored a little bit what the inspiration was, commented on the effect that you leave to people. Your grandma as a role model, inspiration, is she the only person you can think of that taught you something valuable, that made you want to not just sustain it, but maybe explore of your own? Or do you have other influences of inspiration?
Well, she's 100% a very big inspiration. I'm very lucky because I still have both of my grandmas. Both of them very elegant women, very beautiful, I have to say. And one of them especially, she's a great cook, but she also has this like elegance that you cannot teach. She just exudes it.
I have to say, I've seen her rock some vintage pieces from grandma. Those were great.
Yeah, it's stuff that you cannot make anymore. You have to go back at 60 years to get something
Absolutely.
Like that, 100%. And but I do have a lot of family influences, I have to say, besides them, from my grandfather, the family businesses, or like in general. I was very lucky growing up, having a lot of interesting people coming back and forth to my house, from friends, family friends, to also parents or like extended family. So I have a lot of different influences.
So both big and small ones, but because...
If I can add one.
Go for it.
Also, and I hope they will maybe get me as like an ambassador after I say this, but I went to Montessori school when I was little.
I heard of them.
And it's, for some people it works, for other people it doesn't. But for me, the whole philosophy is to help me grow up, help me do the things. Not I teach you and you do, but I am helping you get into that level. And so a lot of practical, pragmatic stuff goes into the method, and for me it was wonderful. I still think it's one of the best schools I ever attended, and I was 6 years old to 10, and it's still having an imprint on me.
That's lovely, that's lovely. I think that can cover it for inspirations. Thank you so much for sharing that. I particularly like the fact that a lot of it was family oriented. It had lots of personal value to you. Surprised I didn't hear Gordon Ramsay. No, I'm joking, of course.
No, or Jamie Oliver.
Or Jamie Oliver.
No.
No, but it's really a testimony to what it means to you that most of your influences come from within the family. I could speak about some of my influences, but maybe in another episode when we talk about photography. For now, I think maybe what was in plan was to take a turn in the kitchen, maybe see you more in action.
Well, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Let's get to doing that then.
Perfect.
Andiamo.
Andiamo. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit loud. Okay, so step one of making the pasta is first of all you need 3 ingredients, which is flour, eggs, and salt, and a scale, and just a bowl, and your wooden bowl. And this is the old way. This is how grandmas make pasta, you know. At the center of your bowl, and you make a well. And you take your beautiful organic eggs and just crack them in the center, like this. Now this is the scary part. After this, it's super easy. And you see, what you don't want to do, you don't want to spill over your well. Like that. So the oxygen, you see, kind of bounces back up.
Means it's loaded enough, it's got enough density.
Exactly, it's enough oxygen in there. So.
Perfect.
Yeah. You and your camera setup and everything.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's my thing. This is my way.
It's your creativity path.
This. I'm ready if you want. Okay, I'll show you how to make one and then you make the other one. Okay, so first thing you do, you take your pasta and you flatten it just enough to fit through like the biggest, the widest part of the machine. Then what do? Then you pick it up and you go for the third ring, like that. And you see how much like it starts to flatten so much. Okay.
Is there a specific kind of pasta that you're trying to make?
Oh, we are making fettuccine. Yes.
I pretend I know what that is.
Okay, you will immediately recognize them as soon as we make them.
It's good if it's surprise.
Exactly. You can feel it. It's very light, but you can feel that it's stretchy.
Strong.
Exactly. You need a strong string. Then, and that's the beauty of the machine. It just makes the magic for you. You just go through. And you pick it up on the side.
Because it's actually splitting the spaghetti.
You see?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. But what you want to do also, make sure there's a lot of flour on them.
Okay, so that one won't stick.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You don't want them to stick.
I've baked enough too.
Exactly. Exactly, that's the only thing. I'll take another dish so we can put our finished spaghetti there. Okay.
You're doing it so easy. I'm gonna be very stuttery at first, that's for sure.
Oh no, but everyone, believe me, I teach this every weekend, so everyone can make it. You know, like it just comes out like this. It's so nice and cute. Exactly. You want to make sure that every string, you know, is separated and yeah, just put it in here. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try
Off you go.
with the same.
Yes.
Oh, it starts rolling. We don't want that.
Exactly. It's already ring 1. Yes.
I have to change this.
Yes.
See, I remember.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
See, that was a trick. I want to see if you remember that.
You are that teacher.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna take them from here.
Yeah.
Alright. I think I can just follow them. Are you a rule breaker? Do you like to break some rules and see where it takes you?
Depends how inspired I am. I think like I never quite follow a recipe.
Okay.
To the like 100% follow everything the recipe tells me to do. It's just like you start, you know, I get the same ingredients and then maybe I won't use 2 of them if I don't feel like I want them in there.
I see.
It depends. I told you, it's a lot about feeling, you know? Okay, so this is how you make pasta, you see? It's beautiful.
Traveling to Como and talking with Margherita was an incredible experience. Hearing how cooking connects her to her family and shapes her creativity was truly inspiring. We did run into a technical issue that cut the session shorter than planned, but the video was already shaping up nicely. I hope this conversation was insightful. Feel free to drop your thoughts in comments and definitely look forward to the next episode with a different creative. Alright, I'm off to create. Ciao.